Hey guys, Todd here again, broker owner, Todd Elliott Real Estate, and I wanted to go over a little bit of Section 8. I can't tell you how many thousands of people have come to me with Section 8, and let me give you a brief history of it. Section 8 back in the day was pretty effective with paying rent. Tenants were happy, landlords were happy, and then we got COVID. During COVID, what has happened is um, a lot of people, owners of homes have gotten forbearances and an ability to not pay the mortgage, and therefore extended that to tenants. And tenants did not pay rent for 6 months, a year, um, and sometimes more. And this really has boomed and really rolled into something and blown up into it's still happening today. I believe Section 8 post COVID dropped the ball. Excuse me, I have a head cold. Um, where they were responsive during COVID, there was nobody, not just Section, anywhere. People were just, there was nothing going on. There was no business, there was very little services. Things were online and digital. There was no one at the office. We get it. But once we came back from COVID, I don't know if we'll ever come fully back from COVID, but once we um, came back into the workplace and the economy started normalizing at whatever normal level it will be, because it'll never be the same, I believe the city, HPD, NYCHA, the whole kit and caboodle, I believe they dropped the ball. What has happened is, um, let's say, for example, you have a tenant. The tenant has Section 8. The tenant gets into the apartment. They go through the inspection process, all that type of stuff. Well, what has happened was, where Section 8 used to have a representative that was responsive. Now, what has happened was that representative is near non-existent these days, because I hear from landlords and tenants alike, and I'm doing this channel really for tenants, but you have to understand all different sides of it. And what's happening is landlords are not getting responses from Section 8, and I believe post COVID they just dropped the ball. The laws in New York City are so pro tenant, I think they're a little bit above board. Let me give you an example. If you have someone who owns a 50 unit apartment building, I could understand regulating those apartments on some level. 100%. A little old lady who has a two-family home, I don't believe she should be held at the same standard as a 50 unit building. So I think that's a mistake. But make a long story short, I believe they have dropped the ball. They disappeared and they're not responding. So you have a lot of landlords who are a little anxious about working with Section 8 these days. I'm just telling you, let's just understand the dynamics here. What can you do? First of all, I believe whether you're in Section 8, FEPS, I don't care what program, you should work on your credit score. It's not mandatory to get into an apartment and have a high credit score, but if you're a landlord and you got 10 applicants, you have five of them who have their own job and they have their income, their credit so so. You have five of them who are program. Two of the program, they pay a good amount of money and they have higher credit. If I'm a landlord, I'm taking the higher credit. So why not get yourself up to the standard, the best you can do, whatever that is, and what is a good credit score? Typically, nationally, it's kind of well known. 680 is considered decent credit. 650 is okay. Usually, when I mean, I've looked at thousands of credits over the years, if not tens of thousands, but usually when you see someone 630, 640, 650, they have good credit. They just have high 650. Most often, it's just high balances. They have good credit. They got a lot of credit. They just have a lot of high balances. When the credit companies are working on your score, they want to know how you manage your debt. That's part of the credit scoring model. You have Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. There's three different bureaus. That's called a tri-merge. Anyway, So that's kind of with credit. If you have 720 credit, it's excellent credit. If you have 780 and above, it's the tops of the tops. If you have 800, you are the top 1%. So not many people have that. The national average is probably around 650. Listen, if you're in the high fives and the fives, there are little things that you could do. Therefore, as a broker, excuse me again, as a broker, my job is to get you into the property. Yes, I do a lot of nonprofit work, but as a business person, I get paid to put people into properties, right? How do I do that? I need you to look and be polished and look the best you can to the landlord. So that's why I recommend a company called Tenant Ready. They charge $100 a person. They give you a little bump on the credit, a little boost, a little game plan, help you out with their with the application a little bit. They're putting some things together for you. So when you go in front of a landlord, you look better. It's not a guarantee you're gonna get any apartment because every landlord's going to be a little different. What it is though is something that will give you a little push, make you look a little better. There's credit companies out there that are robbing people, to charging $1,000, $2,000, and they don't do anything. So that's why I recommend Tenant Ready. Anyway, that's a little backdrop on Section 8. I guess the moral of the story, guys, is work on your credit. Even if you're Section 8, if you have a higher credit score, what happens is with credit, with Section 8 is if someone has 500 credit score and they have Section 8, irresponsible maybe, they may not keep their paperwork with Section 8 up to par, up to date, and then therefore they might not qualify again, or that when the lease renews in a year, and that creates a big problem. Someone with a higher credit score, we can probably say that they're kind of responsible with their paperwork. That's why having a higher credit score is good. Is good. Again, we'll try and help everybody. So reach out to me. If you're a tenant, if you felt like this gave you any help at all, I'm trying to put out a series of videos for tenants. There's a lot of um, problems right now in the housing industry, and hey, if we try and provide value to each other, be there for each other, I'm hoping for the best, and hopefully I will see you at the lease signing.